Hey everyone, good evening. If you were here last night, you'll remember I brought a new part of my stack. I brought my meditation cushion, and did it ever work out so amazingly? It sure did. Felt wonderful when we came into that twist last night to put my chest on it. So I'm glad, and it only took me, I guess, 4 months or so to add a prop, but when I did, it felt so good. All right, let's see, who do we got here? Andre, Sasha, good evening. Nayeli, good evening. Hey, Alberto. Emily, good evening. Yeah, Emily, I'm glad as well. We were trying some new things. So now we're back to our what I'd been doing for months. I tried to add some technology and do some more integration, and I just realized, if it's not broke, why try to fix it? So we're back. Everything should be good. You guys let me know on the audio if it sounds okay. Yeah, Nayeli, for sure. And that soreness and some of that sensation that you're feeling, it's nice that you're coming back and just letting it move through so it doesn't settle into that thickness, into that tightness. And but be gentle. Don't force things upon yourself when you're feeling that. Okay, Sue, good evening. Okay, Sue's sore. When we first opened the studio, Kimberly really tried to go for it. Remember, Kimberly? and and we called it she broke her butt. She really just did a number on her high hamstring. And sometimes when you go that deep and you know have your body respond in that way, it can put you out for a good amount of time where you're modifying hardcore in the practice, or you're just not able to practice as frequently as you would like to. So remember, this is a mind, body, soul. I think in the West, we get so geared into it being a body practice. So please, please, please listen to your body. Okay? Obviously, you're all open to treating it with kindness because you're here at Detox instead of always just pounding more flow at yourself. Hey, Roz. Oh, you got a hot room, a natural hot room. Rafe, good evening. Nice to see you too. There you go, Kesu. 6 month modification of a broken butt, and that's practicing yoga. That's practicing, and she's very mindful, listening to our body, but we all push ourselves to a point sometimes. And oh, nice, Rafa. I'm glad you're able to get on a live, and if not, I see a lot of views going on for the classes once they're recorded. So that's what they're there for. I'm glad that you guys are using them for sure. Hey, Kari. You guys, Kari's got it down. Kari's got the what is it? The detox, and then he's got the red light therapy and the salt bath after the detox. So it's just like lay your night out. If you have that opportunity, lay your night out. Make it a good one every night, as many nights as you can, because once this night is gone, once that sun sets, I know Kari loves his sunset. Once that sun goes down, that version of that sun on this day is never coming back. And so there's a whole ritual, wrapped around. And then when we have the beauty of the moon, the energy of the moon coming up above us. And so it's really special. You can make some nice, nice, nice rituals around it. Angie, good evening. All right, 7:31. Let's start our practice. We also have, you guys have been talking about the digital privates, where it's basically either when I'm streaming the class live, or you can do a recorded class in the private heated studio. So we have a friend, I won't call her out, but a friend of the studio over in the private studio doing that right now. So it's always nice to have that energy And obviously, we're in different rooms, so all is well. And let's start lying down on our back. Let your legs release long, big toes fall out, arms by your sides. And reset your shoulders, your head. You might feel good to rock your head out a couple times. And if you have any objects around you, just move things away so that nothing is touching your body when you're falling into the stillness of your shavasana this evening. And personally, I feel it's not success, but it's an energy of accomplishment in getting to our mat for a 7:30 detox. The accomplishment in a way that is to nurture our being. You can't just plant the plants in the garden and then never water them or never trim them or never give them fertilizer. And so there's so many things that we have to do to nurture our beautiful bodies and our beautiful minds along the way. In this evening practice, the detox is definitely one of those for me personally. And whether you have a lot going on and that, brings a lot of energy into your days, or you don't have a lot going on and that stresses you out because you think you should have more going on. We can all resolve in this place. We can collect ourselves in the common thread, be together as one, witness and observe the moment that is unrelated to time, unrelated to geographic location. We are all observing the moment together from around this world. And so I invite you to go inside and be inside. And for the duration of your meditation this evening, if you want to practice tonight with your eyes closed the entire time, go for it. Let's take the arms over your head. Give yourself a morning stretch in the evening. And put some energy into the stretch. Reach out through your fingertips. And point out through your toes. Even hover your head an inch or two off the mat for about 10 seconds. And then softly go ahead and land and release the muscular energy. And so everything drops right where it's supposed to be. You feel the release, and there's plenty of space in detox and where you can actually feel the breath more like a wave. A wave rolling through your body from the tips of your toes all the way through the crown of your head. All right, no rush. Bend your legs so that your feet are flat. You remember the invitation. If you wanted to keep your eyes closed the entire practice, you're welcome to. And scoot your hips to the right. I'll try to describe everything as clearly as I possibly can. Roll onto your left hip. And then we're going to roll all the way over onto the belly. So stay low. And scoot yourself back onto your mat. And bring your belly down. And keep your left arm in front. And you can use your forearm to rest your chin. And then curl your right heel in. Reach back with your right hand. And wrap your fingers around the outside of your shin, your ankle, or your foot. You make any adjustments in how you want to place your head. And if you want to spread your knees a little bit wider. And connect the hand to the ankle or the shin or the foot. Relax the toes, and then we'll begin to settle here. In this position, you may be feeling your thigh. You may also be feeling your low back because of the hip tightness, the hip flexion, that we're moving into extension. So you don't force it, but rest in a place where you're feeling it and you're also able to settle and soften. Keep the breath natural. Take it slow. You can lift your head to support and the release of your right shin. As your right leg slowly comes back down on, and reset your head into the mat. Let it go. Let's take it to the other side. Bring your right arm forward. Slide your left arm down by your side. And keep the head up as you curl your left heel in and reach back for the outside of the ankle or the shin. And then you can find a nice headrest on your right arm, back of your hand. Make any little adjustments that you need, and with your left knee a little wider. And then begin to settle into the shape. Cover the head, please. And then go ahead and let your left leg slide out of your hand. And as the leg comes down, let your forehead and hand, forearm, wrist, and experience the release. And keep your movement slow through the transitions. As you hover your head, slide your hands underneath your shoulders. And we'll make our way into a child's pose. You're welcome to place a prop in between your feet. If your hips have a hard time coming all the way down onto your heels. Knees about mat width apart, big toes together. And let your hips settle all the way back down, and then we're going to soften it out. And so make a little diamond shape with your arms. Make any adjustments in your knees. And then place something to allow yourself to ground your forehead. In the direct center of your forehead, envision a sphere. And let that set right into your mat. And release any weight that you are carrying or that you feel currently around your eye, in the back of your jaw. And let's go even to another layer of depth and silence, and mindfulness meditation. getting some tingles in your ankles and your toes. And that can be expected here. Start to make your way. Pause. And then you can bring yourself all the way up onto your hands so you're on all fours. And just your knees in a little bit if that feels nice. And then we're going to sit down onto the heels. Keep the right leg as it is. And kick your left leg out straight in front of you. And if you like to use your stack, you can place it underneath your left side sitting bone. That'll help level your pelvis. And then our focus is going to be on the right leg. So you're just going to have to play with taking your knee out a little bit wider or keeping your knee in closer. And then the right shin stays heavy. And start to turn off to your left and bring your left elbow down onto the ground. So the focus is to keep that right shin down and top of the foot on the ground. It really helps if you're kind of somewhere in between. It really helps to put something like a pillow underneath the left side of your bum. And then once you're feeling it along the top of your right thigh, let your right arm dangle and your head can fall off over your left shoulder. Very stretch in your neck. We've done this one before, but we don't do this one nearly as often as we should. In a practice like detox, when you start to experience the waves of the breath, you can think of the fascia, this word that we use to describe the connective tissue in the body, the webbing. Think of that like the sand on the beach. When the waves are crashing in and pounding the sand, right, the overall resemblance of the sand remains. The individual particles of sand are moving based on the current and the flow of the water, the waves as they're crashing into the shore. And so that may help you understand how you're dynamically changing so much sitting in these postures for 3 to 5 minutes. It may help you understand a bit more related to the fascia and the connective tissue. Again, the tingles, the aches in the bottom arm and the shoulder, and just having the weight of the upper body on the elbow and the forearm. And all that's pretty normal. And let yourself hang out here for about 1 more minute. And take your time moving with the support and from your left arm coming back up to your palm. And the arm goes straight to bring your torso back up and out of this twist. You may not even have realized how much was really going on there, in addition to the top of your right thigh. And take your right leg, untuck it. And then our rebound is going to be to come off of the pillow. So scoot your bum forward. Your legs are bent. And then you can slide that pillow over to the right a little bit. And we're going to come into the fetal position, where the pillow can rest on the underneath the right side of your body. And your legs are bent, knees stacked, and right arm is up. And then let your head come down to rest into your right arm. Pretty sweet if you have a pillow. Don't worry if you don't. Don't go running and grab one. You just stay in your flow tonight and relax on your side. I feel like we're really making a lot of progress in this relationship with space and versus time, which means we're getting to know ourselves a lot better during a global pandemic. And I remind you that you're in a place in where your focus is to nurture. And by no means is this a place to be hard on yourself based on what you may see or the things that may come up. So please be gentle, be kind, and with yourself always as you're moving through these practices. may be so comfortable that you want to just stay in this shape, but we have the other side to look forward to. So use your left hand. And the head will probably feel heavy, so bring it up slowly. As you come back to a seat, you can swing your feet out to either side. Make your way back onto your shins. And then we'll set up the other side. And so this time your left leg stays tucked and your right leg is straight out in front of you. And you've got your pelvis leveled, so something underneath the right side. The bone higher than your hamstring. And keep your left shin well and grounded as you come over and down onto your right elbow, right forearm. You make any little adjustments. And so you're feeling the sensation top of your left thigh. And there can be a lot in the secondary stretch that you're getting in your neck. So as the head rolls over your right shoulder, find a place where your chin can settle. And take the grip, so if your body is responding where your right arm is wanting to strengthen and grip and the shoulders tight, let that settle. The structure of your bones will be enough if you get it set right, and where you're able to let your muscles relax and release. And you're finding your way into the nurturing side of your life, your existence. How you can better take care of yourself, and through this wisdom that you're reaching. The ancient wisdom is not something that you read on an Instagram post, even if the Dalai Lama posted on Instagram. The ancient wisdom is what you can receive when you go deep inside of yourself. As you're willing and you're welcoming the acceptance of stillness as a main player in your life. And stillness and silence can really become like a best friend. Make some gentle movements if you're just kind of rolling your head back and feeling into your bottom arm and your shoulder, your elbow. It's one of those you really don't realize where you went until you start to come back. Go slow. From right elbow to right palm, the straightening of the arm will lift the chest back up. It's a pretty big opening, you guys. And then as you work your way back, untuck your left leg and scoot your bum forward off elbows or any stack that you are using. And we're going to set up for the fetal position on your left side and scoot your hips over to the right a bit. And it may just work out if you have that pillow underneath your left side. And slide your left arm up, lay your side body down onto the pillow, and bend your legs, and then let your head come to rest over your shoulder. Feel the tongue soften inside of your mouth, the release of the jaw. Land here tonight. I hope you're feeling nice and relaxed. No rushed movements. Use your right hand, start to lift your head. Bring yourself back to a seat. And you're welcome to use a pillow or your stack for underneath your back. So we're going to go mid to upper spine. And set that stack behind you. Bend your legs so that your feet are flat. You can use blocks too. They would just go the length of the block across the upper back. And then work your way down onto your elbows first. So if you need to scoot yourself up or scoot yourself down, you can. And then we're going to let the stack just Evenly open and across the chest and the shoulders. Roll back and down towards the ground. The head will follow. Go slow. Again, make any adjustments and for evenness and so that you're not holding on. Once you're there, soles of your feet together and your knees can fall apart. And so we're in a supported supine Baddha Konasana. And your stack underneath your back, say from the mid to the upper spine. And so its purpose is to evenly release across the chest, and to land in our center tonight. Perhaps even feel your center as wide as the space that exists in between your knees, like your ability to capture the essence of the moment. When I was talking about we're all sitting in the moment, we're all sharing the moment, and we're doing that across the entire world. Release here. Trust yourself enough to let go. You may feel like you're in uncharted waters these days. But if you dig deep for that inner trust, you're fully supported by this energy in this moment from people you know and from so many people and so much energy you have yet to meet. And isn't that in part the beauty of life? So many people and so much energy, and that you have yet to meet. I tell people all the time, part of the beauty of teaching yoga is that typically on any day that you teach, you meet a brand new student, you meet a brand new human being, and that you get to share the practice with every day. And some people you cross paths with once, and then other you find this common web where your lives start to mesh and you find a flow with each other. Kind of like this evening detox, you find a rhythm and something that's hard to describe, but you know that you're supposed to be and participating with this rhythm. And go ahead and give yourself 3 nice big breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Certainly, you might be feeling this one. It can draw up a lot. And so to make your way out and just turn your right knee up, you roll off onto your left side. Use your right hand to remove your stack. Pillow or block, a blanket. You get all the way over onto your left side. Slide the stack out. And then you can make your way onto your back. You move the stack away. Stretch your legs long. And you can release your arms down by your sides. You're welcome to rest your hands onto your belly. Shake your head out a couple times. And let go one more big breath. And then we'll begin to land in our final resting pose this evening, Shavasana. Yeah, we've covered some ground tonight. I'm sure you've had moments in where the waves have crashed upon you. But I hope you can now sit in a moment of peace. Thank you all so much for sharing in the ritual of the practice this evening. Even if you're in the very first moments of understanding what a ritual is and how to incorporate that into your life, it's absolutely amazing that you're there. It's amazing that you are here. I know Detox can draw up quite a bit, so if you ever have any questions, if there's anything that you want to share, please reach out, message me. Normally we would do this in person, face to face, and I'd watch you all walk out of the studio looking half stoned. So please reach out if you have any questions and if you want to share anything about your experiences. I hope you have a beautiful night, a deep, deep sleep. It's so important to sleep. You relax your head on that pillow and fall into a state. And of course, no rush coming out of your Shavasana. Take your time. See you tomorrow morning in flow and Detox tomorrow evening. Namaste.